Press the thumbs up, press that subscribe button. Thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. And I just want to give a shout out to the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. You know, the more that I find out about who we are as a people and what this American government has done, I just get infuriated. I get so angry and I get so infuriated because we have been lied to. We have been bamboozled. We have been tricked. This American government has done everything that they possibly could do to us as a people to destroy us. Totally destroy us and take us out. You know, I was reading this thing called His Rights and Disabilities, and it's from the Library of Congress, the 1740 Negro Law. And you can all look this up. This is something that you can look up. You know, one thing about me is that I like to dig. I like to find information out. I like to find things out. And I'm really invested in finding out who so-called African-American people are, so-called Black people. And I always use the word so-called because that's not who we are. But America, they just basically change your identity. They will steal your identity. And then they'll reclassify you. And under that law, now you are subject to being treated a certain kind of way because of the name and the classification that America has placed on you. Like being called Indian. Now, a lot of us are finding out, a lot of us so-called Black people are finding out that we are indigenous to America. And with that being said, we are supposed to be the American Indians. But what we have to understand is when we call ourselves Indians, you know, because we got a family member, we got great aunties, uncles that would tell you, baby, we're Indians. But you have to understand that was something that was a name that was thrown on us too. We never called ourselves Indian. We never called ourselves Black. We never called ourselves African. Well, we call ourselves these things now, but we never in history called ourselves any of these names. Your enemy, when they came in and stole your land, placed those names on you. But when you dig and you do your research, you understand that when we got invaded by European people and they came over and supposedly they wanted to work with us and, you know, they thought we were being selfish because we didn't want to share with them. A lot of us did not want to share with them, but a lot of us did because a lot of us tribes were fighting amongst each other and some of us were just blatantly sellouts. So we allowed these European people to come in and basically destroy everything that we had. But in their laws and in their constitutions of reclassifying us and renaming us, they basically telling us, the people, that if you classify yourself as a Negro, if you classify yourself as an Indian, you're free. You're basically free. But when you're classifying yourself as Negro or Indian or mulatto or any of these names that were given to you, you're basically agreeing to being a slave in America. You are saying that you are a slave. So a lot of times when you hear some of these foreigners come over saying, I'm not Black, you know, they're just as Black as we are, but they'll tell you, no, I'm Haitian. I am not Black. And we get offended. We get offended because the first thing we're going to say, well, in America, you're going to be automatically Black, which is true. They're automatically going to classify you as being Black in America. I don't care what country you come from, Africa or whatever. In America, you are a nigga and you are black. But now I understand why a lot of them say, don't call me black. Because with that word black, you're saying that you are a slave to America. When you call yourself a Negro, you're saying that you are a slave in America and you are volunteering to be a slave. This is in the Library of Congress, 1740, the law, y'all. Please look it up. It's right there. Please look it up, y'all. Look this law up. And you're basically saying that you are voluntarily being a slave in America when you call yourself black, when you call yourself African American, when you call yourself Negro, when you call yourself Indian, all these things. So we think we're doing something when we call ourselves, no. You know, I'm an Aborigine to America. So, you know, I'm a American Indian. Mm-mm. Under their law, when you call yourself an Indian, you are voluntarily putting yourself into slavery. You know, it's amazing to me how these so-called Native Americans, why they don't call themselves Indians. If they were supposed to be the first people here, why don't they call themselves American Indians? They don't call themselves American Indians. They call themselves Native Americans. Pay attention. You know, I was on TikTok. I was banned on TikTok once. And recently I was able to, get back on TikTok. And, I did my profile and everything. And, I did a couple of videos. And one of the videos I did was around the time for Indigenous Peoples Day. And I just wanted to just say to all the so-called black people, all the so-called African-American people, happy Indigenous Peoples Day to all of us, because we are indigenous to America. Do you know that TikTok took my video down? It said it violated guidelines. They took my video down. I didn't say anything crazy. I wasn't cussing nobody out like I normally do. I wasn't doing any of those things. So with that being said, me doing my research, I went back to, I want to say, this was an old newspaper from China. I can't remember the exact date that this came from. I have to come back and do another video about it. But I just want to make this point. There was an old article that was written in China. That it was a newspaper, and basically these were slave girls, Chinese slave girls. You know, that basically the Chinese government basically took a lot of their slaves, brought them to America, y'all, so that they could be the new American Indians. So a lot of these Chinese people who migrated to America came in and they saw all these black people. They saw all these so-called black people around them. And what they started doing was swagger jacking. They started mimicking. They started doing the exact same thing these people were doing. And these Chinese migrants took our land right up from under us, took our style, took our history, took everything right up from under us. But these Chinese people brought their slaves, Chinese slaves, over to America and changed their identity. That's what happened. See, a lot of these other groups, they can change their identity at will. And please understand that a lot of these Venezuelan migrants and all these different little migrants that are coming over here, they can change their identity at will. some of these Arabs and all that kind of stuff, they all, look similar to each other. They can easily be a Latino person now, or, that Arab person could be Latino, that Latino could be an Arab now. They do this regularly. This is something they always do. They come in and they take your identity right away from you. Isn't it amazing how so-called Black people, how we went from being whatever it was we called ourselves, before the invasion of these European people and all these different migrants coming into our land and stealing and taking from us. They just come right in and just start changing and rearranging things, changing and taking your identity. It's amazing. As Negro, we've been all these different things. Now we're Black, and now we're African American. Please think about that for a minute. Why are so-called Black people, their names are always being changed? There's a reason for that. People that conquer your land and all that kind of stuff, they rearrange your everything. They rearrange who you are. They take all the stuff that you built and they take it as their own. It's amazing how they think that when these European people came over here to what we call America today, they lie to you and tell you that these people were living in teepee huts and shit like that when we had advanced civilizations. Some would say that this was Egypt. America, so-called America, was Egypt, because it's amazing how we had all these pyramids and shit that's over here. We have pyramids over here in America. The more you do your research, I tell you, as a Black person, you get so angry and upset because you start realizing that all these other groups of people really have it in for us. They really do. And I'm not speaking individually, people individually who may like you as an individual, but as a group, we are surrounded by people who hate us and will do anything in their power to change our identity, put themselves in a good light. They're knocking off our noses of our statues. They're painting over our paintings and, changing the colors of them. And wow, it's amazing how America don't want to give us reparations. They don't want to give us reparations at all, But when we try to build our own or do our own, not only are we shamed for it, and it's destroyed. They're trying to figure out a way that you guys are a cult, or you're against the government, you're this. They're going to come up with a reason and excuse to destroy you and to destroy it. But we're in a new time, and this is why I encourage so-called Black people and so-called African American people to start building your own. There is no reason why we shouldn't have our own YouTube, why we shouldn't have our own TikTok. There's no reason. We've created Jack Daniels, straight up crook. Straight up crook. This white man straight stole the recipe from a Black man. We can create and do whatever it is that we want to do, but we've been brainwashed to think that we have to constantly be up under a group of people that don't even like us, that are going out of their way to destroy us, to continue to just try to destroy us. It's amazing. But I want you guys to look up this act. It's the Rights and Disabilities Act from the Library of Congress. It's 1740. Y'all, look that up. Look it up so you can find out, because when you see these things, you understand why things are going the way that they're going. It's amazing how all these Haitians are coming over here now. Now these are criminals and they're all gangs, and and they're coming over here to cause trouble. And look at how they're trying to ship their asses back before they even can come over here. They're trying to get rid of them and bring their asses back. Reminds me of Bush, the son. when the Haitians, they had that horrible thing that happened in their country and they were trying to seek asylum, Bush was sending their asses back and was threatening them too. Same thing is happening, but it's amazing how these Venezuelans, they can just come over, and just come all in and start causing all these problems, and then they get free money and all this kind of shit. Free housing. It's amazing. It's terrible. Do me a favor, thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed, and leave a comment in the comment section. I wanted to just talk about one last thing. I've been looking at some videos about this situation. Years old, got into a confrontation with a Latino man, and they started fighting. And the Latino man's girlfriend stabbed the black man. Stabbed him. Now, the black man pulled out a gun after being stabbed. And the Latino man was able to get the gun away from the black dude and then shoot him with his own gun and ultimately killed him. Now, I don't agree with what the black dude did. He came on arrogant. He already evaded the price, when he got on the train in the first place. He already had an attitude. He had a gun on him, but some would say, well, why did he have a gun? Why wouldn't you have a gun being in New York with all this migrant situation going on right now? Why wouldn't you have a gun? So to me, asking why this black man would have a gun is kind of, he was an arrogant motherfucker, this black dude. And some would say he was probably looking for trouble. And he felt cocky because he knew he had that gun on him. But with that being said, two men were fighting. And you cannot make me believe that this black man just initiated it. Because if anything, I would go as far as to say they both initiated it. Because the black man was obviously arrogant, and puffed up. But you can't make me believe that Latino man wasn't mad dogging that black dude, wasn't looking at him crazy, wasn't causing a problem. Because I've had this shit happen to me. They will call you a nigga right in your motherfucking face. And it'd be a bunch of their women around. And these Latinos will call you a nigga right in your face. Waiting for you to do something. Waiting for you to react. Do. A lot of them. Because it happened to me on New Year's. And depending on the day, on how I feel, you may get a reaction, you may not. I may just move on, or I may not. But with that being said, it can easily escalate. But these were two men looking at each other crazy and shit like that. That woman had no business getting involved in it. She should have kept her ass up out of it, because if two women are fighting, if a man jumps in to help his girlfriend, what will people think about that? Because if the black dude is getting the upper hand, the girlfriend, she wants to help her little weak ass boyfriend. But she stabbed him. She stabbed him. As a black man, you're always going to be the one that caused the problem. It's going to always be your fault. People are going to automatically deem you to be the problem. We're right. Most see you being the problem. So everybody on that train, oh, it was the black guy. It was the black guy. It was the black guy. He was the problem. He was the one that started it. He was the one. That girlfriend of the Latino man, she stabbed him. So when the black dude pulls a gun out, because now it's like, well, now I got to shoot you. Both of you. He was fucked up from being stabbed. So now the Latino dude's able to grab the gun, and now the black dude is dead. But now everybody's talking about how you're making this a race thing and it's blah, 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 blah. It is a race thing. It's definitely a race thing. Because like I said, I can't tell you how many times I've had Latinos feel bold enough, especially when they're with their people, to call you a nigger right in your motherfucking face and tell you this is my hood and shit like that. They'll tell you that you're in their hood. But me being the type of person that I am, and I'm around all your people, all right, I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say. But I want you to keep that same energy when I catch you by yourself, because I'm gonna catch you by yourself. I don't give a fuck who you are. And when I catch you by yourself, please keep that same energy. It's amazing how when you sneak up, well, I don't like to use that word, but when you surprise them because they didn't really think that you was going to be in their neighborhood or you was going to be at their little local grocery store that they happen to shop at, just happen to just pop up right behind them, they're in shock. But with that being said, I notice a lot don't keep that same energy that they had when they were being puffed up by their bitches with them. Now, the brother was wrong. He had no business, getting on the train with an attitude. He was wrong. And all of this could have been prevented. There was no need for that, for anybody to get killed or to die. But with that being said, that Latino man was not innocent. You ain't gonna make me believe that, not for 1 minute. But I got my people over here getting ready to cut my grass. I can hear them getting ready to get started, getting ready to cut my line. So I'm getting ready to end this. But do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. And tell me what you think about this video. And leave a comment in the comment section. And I will see you all on the next video. Shalom.